So, do you want to intro this week?
No, I hate intros. Go ahead. You good?
Okay, fine. Hi, my name is Kat, and welcome to Mixed Company. Here we have,
Rampage Jackson.
period. Quick question.
Mm-hmm.
I call you Rampage.
Yeah.
Do you prefer me calling you something else? I keep thinking about this, but I have one of those things where I get really shy the longer I know someone to correct something I might think is wrong. Do you prefer it if I call you something else, or is Rampage
No,
what you want me to call you?
You know what? I get asked that question all the time, and the weirdest thing is that I don't ever tell people what to call me because I have a lot of nicknames. Some people call me Ram, and some people call me Paige. Some people call me Q. Some people call me Quentin. It's whatever. I don't care.
Yeah, I do like that when you have a bunch of nicknames, though, is that you can track where people know you from, because people who call me by my government name and they say Katine, I know that they knew me before 2018. And that anyone who calls me Kat met me after 2018
So
and
you
probably
smart.
know
That's
me
right.
from online.
No, you smart. That's people like me. I don't think. I just know when people know me from a childhood, they call me Quint.
Yeah.
That's all I know is that somebody
Yeah.
call me Quint. Like, oh, they know, they like really close family. 'Cause only my mom or my sisters call me that. Everybody else call me Rampage because I got the nickname when I was 8. So my family been calling me that for a long time. But my mom, she still call me Quint.
And why did they give you that nickname?
Oh, I got a cousin that's he's like real. He's real crazy, and I used to have like a real bad temper, and I used to lose my temper when my family used to like make fun of me, and it was really bad, and I used to like beat them up and fight them and stuff. And my mom told me I couldn't. I used to get in trouble. They used to torment me, but I was the one getting in trouble. I used to hyperventilate, and it was.
It's always the people getting picked on that get in trouble for reacting.
I got in trouble. But I used to play that video game Rampage, and I couldn't hit them and stuff no more. So I used to punch holes in the walls and in doors and stuff.
Yeah.
So my cousin like, you just like that video game Rampage. You
Yeah.
just like that video game Rampage. You too young to know that video game.
I know of it, but I've never played it.
Yeah, it was like one of my favorite games when I was a kid, and that's what my cousin named me from. But The Rock made a movie about it years later, like
Oh, really?
a couple of years ago.
Oh, I
He made
didn't know that.
A movie called Rampage. It was based off the video game.
I was very similar to you when I was younger. My nickname when I was a kid was Bea Sumo, which is sumo baby in Vietnamese, because I was this chubby little thing. And every time I'd walk around the house, the whole house would shake it like doom, doom, like Jurassic Park where there's a puddle and you just see doom and it's moving, doom. I'd shake the whole house because I'd stomp everywhere.
Was you a fat baby?
I was a compact baby, you know?
Nice way of
I was
saying it.
compact. I was a little thick for my... Yeah, and mapwa. I was chubby. And every single time I walked, I shook the house, and you could tell which room I was walking in and out of. And so they would call me Baby Sumo, and I'd have terrible anger issues. Except I didn't know how to hit people. I would just grab knives and like try to throw them at people. My mom told me that when I was younger, people would make fun of me, and they knew I was really, really protective of my mom and my dad. And so my aunts and uncles would be like, "Oh, your dad has a family in Vietnam. He has a secret family. He has 2 daughters over there, and he has a son." Because at the time, it was just me and my younger sister. So my dad didn't have a son. So that was the sore spot they would always poke at. They're like, "Your dad has a son in Vietnam. You have an older brother." And I'd be so upset. I'd get red in the face, and I'd run into my parents' room. And my dad had this really dull letter opener, so it wasn't sharp at all, but it was meant to open letters. I would grab that thinking it was an actual knife, and I'd go outside huffing and puffing like I was gonna stab someone, and I'd run up to people trying to stab them, and they'd all laugh at me because it was dull. It wasn't gonna hurt anyone, but it made me so much angry. I'd want to stab people so much, and I forgot all about it until my dad told me that story about 6 months ago. I was
How
like,
old were you
oh,
then?
he said I was probably around 5 when I did that, like
Crazy
4 or
at
5.
5 years old? Oh my
Yeah,
God.
it's the Vietnamese in me. It's the Viet Cong, you know?
For real?
Low key. Vietnamese people
How
have
Vietnamese
anger.
girls are crazy?
Yeah. I didn't know this though. It wasn't until maybe 2 years ago somebody told me that out of all of the Asian girls, Vietnamese are the most insane. Like apparently Filipino guys are really toxic, and then when it comes to crazy Asian girls, it's Vietnamese girls take the cake.
No way.
And I didn't know this. I thought we were passionate people.
I thought it
didn't.
was Korean.
I would have thought the same thing. I would have said Cambodian or Korean. But apparently amongst all the other Asian people, especially Asian guys who date Asian girls, they say Vietnamese girls are the craziest. And I just don't agree. I think we're passionate. I wouldn't say we're crazy. I think everything we feel is fairly justified. I don't think I'm crazy.
Did I ever tell you why I normally don't date Vietnamese girls?
You said because we're ghetto.
Y'all too much like black girls.
Like
if I'm gonna go with a black girl, I might as well go with a black girl. Fuck that.
Yeah, fair. But no, I didn't realize we were crazy. To this day, I don't think we're crazy. I think I've done some crazy things. I don't think I am crazy. I think I am driven to that point. You know?
I might be a little biased, but I tell my boys that all women are crazy. I'm sorry. I said you just have to choose the crazy that you can deal with.
Yeah.
That's what I say. I think all race of women are crazy. I've dated
Thank you.
A lot of different
We are
races.
Equally just as insane.
Yeah. I don't know what the problem is, but I think please don't get offended by what I said, but I think some, not all, I think some women are just very delusional on certain things.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm glad you agree, because it's exactly how I feel.
There's a movement right now amongst women where we are trying to actively be more delusional in life, hoping that it's manifesting something better for us.
Why? I don't understand why not just be more realistic on certain things.
That's how I like to be personally. I get my hopes up a lot, and I get really excited about new things. So I really try to be realistic about everything, because I'm a cup half full type of person. And so, especially romantically, I cannot get attached to a man too quickly, because in my head I'm like, oh, this is going great. And just because we're having fun together, suddenly in my head, even though I'm actively telling myself it's casual, we're just having fun, my brain is fast tracking it to like, oh my God, we're gonna get married and he's perfect and there's literally nothing wrong with him. And then you remember we're just people with faults, and like maybe this isn't what I made it out to be in my head. So I prefer being realistic, because I get hurt. I hurt myself emotionally a lot by hoping and expecting for more than what it is.
I think that's probably like the woman's biological clock.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of women do that, because I've dated girls and like me, I just like to go with the flow. I don't like.
Are you super casual in relationships, or do you like being in like a monogamous relationship more?
Honestly, I don't believe in monogamy unless I'm married. Because
that's fair.
Like I've said before, like, because women be cheating, and men, we don't want to believe that our woman is cheating, so that's why they don't get caught as much as we do, I think. And we don't really go searching and looking for it, and women will go and, like you said, spy on your Instagram, all this stuff, so we get caught more. So me, I've been monogamous with girls, and they cheated on me, and I was like, I'll never be boo-boo the fool again. So that's my thing. But when I was married, I was married. I didn't even look at other women. Except for one time. One time I remember I did look at a woman when I was fighting, and my ex-wife had just had my baby. So you can't do nothing for 6 months. Yep. 6 weeks. 6 weeks. And I didn't do anything for 6 weeks, and I had a fight, and in between the rounds of my fighting, I was checking out the ring girls. And I didn't even find them that sexy, because they're just really thin. In Japan, they was really thin girls. I was fighting in Japan. Their face was beautiful, but they don't have the bodies that I typically really go for. But I remember, like, in between rounds, looking at the ring girls. But then after the fight, I was real proud of myself, because this is like one of the first times that she didn't come to my fight since her and I have been together. And my younger brother came to Japan, and he brought some girls back to our hotel room. He brought 2 girls, and they was good looking. And mind you, I'm a man, and I ain't had sex in like 6-8 weeks. And I normally, that's when I have sex after my fight. It's like a
reward.
Yeah, but it's more than that too. It's like a it's like a
almost like tradition, where it's like you finished the fight, you did your cam.
Yeah, because I withstand from sex like normally like only like 2 weeks.
And now you're really pent up, testosterone's running.
And that's when I normally like do it. And he brought 2 girls back to the room, 2 good looking girls, and I was sitting there playing video games, Normally I would go out drinking with my friends and stuff like that, but now I'm married, so I got a different mindset and stuff like that. I'm not even finna be in. And he bring girls back to my room, and I'm looking. I'm like, and the girl started talking to me, and she started asking me in Japanese, like, "Oksan wa, like, where's your wife?" I was like, "She at home," and she started talking to try to rub my. I told my brother, "Get him out of here, get him out."
Good for you.
And I was really proud of myself because that was the time if I was going to fuck up my marriage, that was going to be the time. And I like told my brother, like, get him out of here. Then after that, I never looked at another girl again.
Yeah.
While I was married. But as soon as I broke up with her, I turned to a hoe.
You had your hoe phase immediately after?
Oh yeah.
Good for you.
Oh, yeah.
You need a little hoe phase after a divorce, you know?
Ain't no wrong with a guy.
Good for the
hoe
soul.
Phase. Ain't no wrong with a guy having a hoe phase.
I feel like a lot of girls, when they have hoe phases, and maybe this is just because I am a part of a much more shy girl clique of friends, but when we talk about having hoe phases, our hoe phases are always just us texting guys and maybe we go on a date. Don't get me wrong, I have other friends who are like hoes for real, and like more power to them, but their hoe phase is not the same as my hoe phase. My hoe phase is like, oh my god, I'm DMing 3 guys at the same time. I'm like talking to.
That's not.
I won't even. Phase. Yeah, but in my head it is because I don't know how to juggle. I also can't juggle dating.
Juggling's fun.
I can't do it because I got such bad advice from one of my hoe friends. God fucking bless her. And she was just trying to make me feel better after getting my heart broken for the first time. And I remember telling her that I felt so lonely without having a boyfriend and I didn't know what to do and I didn't know how to start dating. And she said, you know what they say, the best way to get over someone is under someone. And she's like, you should go out and you should just like start hooking up with guys and like date. This is your time. I was like, I don't know if I can do that. And so I'm trying to ease into the dating pool. I'm like, okay, maybe if I can date this one guy, I'll see how I feel, and then I can start dating other people. And so I'm just going on dates at this point. And then there's a point where I'm having fun and I'm like, oh my god, going out to dinner with this guy was so fun. This guy took me to the movies and he was a blast. This guy is taking me fucking mini golfing and I'm having so much fun. And then one day, like, guy number 1 starts acting up and he's not responding to text messages, and now I'm hurt over that. And now guy number 3 is acting up and he's super fickle with what he's like telling me he's gonna come see me and then he doesn't, and now I'm hurt over number 1 and number 3, and I'm still healing from my ex-boyfriend, and now I'm upset about 3-4 men at the same time. And I'm not even like hooking up with any of them. I think that's terrible advice. I can't juggle. I can't juggle multiple people. I can only focus on one person at a time.
Yeah. I feel you. You if you dating multiple people at one time, you should have a disconnect with your feelings so you don't go through that. But I don't see nothing wrong with dating a couple of different people at one time when you're single.
Yeah,
like,
I agree.
As a girl, but smashing everybody, because this is the thing. Guys talk.
I also, yeah, absolutely. Guys do talk.
Yeah, it's a small world. They'll know somebody that knows somebody, and especially if you like in the public eye a little bit. So that's probably what's happening. But if you're not hooking up with everybody, and then that's another thing. If you're not hooking up with them, and they take you on a couple of dates, they resent you a little bit, and that'd be part of the problem. So it's like a catch-22. So I don't mean to be like biased, because I don't judge my friends. I don't judge my female friends and stuff like that. They can do whatever without me passing judgment and stuff like that. But I know what's the outcome from a girl, hooking up with multiple guys. Because women just not built for that. Same thing I tell my daughter, and I tell my female friends. You guys just have more of an emotional connection.
Yeah.
Everybody know that guys we really don't. So we can hook up with multiple girls and it'd be okay. But women, for some reason, y'all get emotionally attached and yeah, stuff like that would happen if one guy even if you're not hooking up, you just hanging out with him, you get emotional attached to him, and if he like not text you back. But yeah, I feel you. Like, if you can't do it, yeah, don't do it, because it will fuck you up.
That's something I do appreciate about you. And I think it's a little different with me in that I am on OnlyFans already. And so dating is a little different for me now than it used to be. And I love that you are opinionated and that you have your opinions, but you're not judgmental about it. I think opinionated and judgmental are two different things. And sometimes people will confuse one for the other. And people love to say, oh, I'm just being honest. But they say that in a way to be mean.
Yeah, no.
And I don't like that. Yeah. But I think that because I'm already on OnlyFans, I don't like doing dating apps because it's hard to then explain to someone you absolutely do not know, who does not know you, what you do for work. So I only really date people that I meet through mutual friends or somebody who has been through my Instagram already, because you know what it is. And going off of the assumption that people already think I'm a whore, I don't really get my panties in a bunch when people assume that without knowing me. I just kind of assume that you think I'm a whore, and then I am pleasantly surprised afterwards if you treat me like a person. And that's just what comes with the territory. I'm fine with it. I know how to navigate it pretty well now. But I will say that I just don't like hooking up with a bunch of guys because, like you said, guys talk, and I don't necessarily care if guys are going to talk about me in that way because I'm already working off of the assumption that everyone thinks I'm a whore because I do OnlyFans. So it's like, okay, they're going to talk. They probably talk regardless of whether I hook up with him or not. However, I hate the idea of all these men having access to me in that way because I think I'm such a romantic that I don't want someone to be able to say that they hooked up with me and just willy-nilly. Yeah. Like, I don't want you to be able to say that. Right. I don't like that. And so that's one of the reasons why I won't just hook up with anybody. I don't want it out there that like someone can look and be like, oh yeah, I fucked Kat.
Yeah, I'm the same way. It's crazy. And I'm a guy. I'm the same way like that.
Yeah, I'm just like, I'm picky with it. Because anytime a guy can say that he's hooked up with me, I want someone to look at my roster and be like, that's a good looking roster. I'm not letting just like any like shitty guy hit because he's like kind of nice to me.
Yeah, I got a question. Is it harder dating after you started OnlyFans or before you know what I'm saying? Before you started OnlyFans, was it easier dating?
It's easier to get dates now. It's definitely different in that I have a larger access to people. I can fuck whoever I want. I can't necessarily date whoever I want. Those are two different things.
But all women can fuck whoever they want, though.
Yeah, but
because I smashed some ugly girls that I didn't really want to smash in my lifetime.
So sorry for you about that. I have. But I just think I have a bigger access. Guys are more likely to respond to a DM from me now if I choose to shoot my shot than before. Whereas before, I think people would look at my profile and I could see them watching my stories and kind of creeping, but that doesn't mean that they would give me a chance. Like, I've definitely been somebody who's shot their shot with a guy and just like left on red or like left on delivered. Yeah. And so now I think because I do OnlyFans, more guys are more likely to respond because they think I'm going to be easy. And usually it's one of those things where it's either we're not a match and I don't like your personality, you don't like mine, and it's just like, I don't want to do this because clearly I'm not going to hook up with a guy I don't enjoy his company. Because like, if you're going to be in me, I need you to have been at least a good hang. At the very least, like we can hang out and it's fine even if it's not a relationship. Like I need to enjoy your presence to a certain extent. I can't just hook up with you and then hate every moment before and after.
That's what guys and girls differ. Like I've smashed girls where I really didn't like their personality, but I'm like, damn, she got a nice body.
Really? Yeah. Even if she has the worst personality, you cannot stand her. Because I've seen my guy friends do this where they'll go out on dates with girls or they'll bring these girls out to hangouts. And I can see very clearly that he is miserable every moment she's there. And it seems like they just don't match on any level. And then he's like, but I love having sex with her. I love hooking up with her.
She's probably good in bed and do some crazy shit.
But why don't you just, that's crazy to me. I personally just couldn't allow. I think I get the ick when I don't like their personality. That's the biggest thing.
Guys and girls, I say the only time a girl can hook up with a guy that she's not like, attracted to or whatever, she's a gold digger. That's what I say. But guys, we can do that. I've never smashed a girl that was overweight. I physically couldn't do nothing with her. But it's been times where I smashed girls that I really didn't want to, but she kind of wanted to, and I was like, okay, like I said, it's been a while. It's been a while for me, so I was like, all right, I'll let this one go, and I might not really like her personality or something like that. I've done that, but that was a while ago. I haven't done anything like that recent. But I went through my whole phase in elementary. I started real early.
Yeah.
So, but guys and girls, we're different like that.
Very different.
So women give other women bad advice.
Yeah.
I would say there's nothing wrong with you going on multiple dates, juggling guys if you're not having sex, but it is a catch-22 because guys will resent you after they hang out with you for a little while and they don't get nowhere.
Yeah.
They will even if they like you. But me honestly, I'm weird about it because like I said, I did start at a earlier age. I noticed that I don't give a fuck. And since I had daughters and stuff, I believe in karma and stuff like that. But a lot of my guy friends out here, and I know where they're coming from because I was like that. I tell a girl like I don't care. We can hang out and just don't ever. If we spend a night, go to my guest room. Don't sleep in the bed with me. That's all I say. Don't. I tell my female friends and everything like I never because I am a Southern gentleman at the end of the day because I'm from the South. I'm like, just don't sleep in the bed with me because one time one drunken night. One girl did sleep in the bed with me, and the signs wasn't there, and I didn't try anything, but she wanted me to. So the next morning, stuff like that, she asked me like, "What's wrong with you? You gay?" Why? Because I didn't try anything with you.
Yeah, I
was respecting you. So guys, sometimes we just don't know, right? And it's not fair to us. Yeah. So I just tell them, we cool and everything, just don't get in the bed with me.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's one of my rules.
Yeah, but to go back to what you're asking, it's still, I think, pretty easy for me to date. It's not very difficult. I just need to go through a few more hoops, but I wouldn't say it's difficult at all. I can only really date people that I meet through mutual friends because there are certain friends I'll hang out with where they're good people. And so everyone that they hang out with are good people as well. And so I am willing to date within that social circle because I know everyone there is going to be a good person and they're not going to be weird about what I do for work.
Right.
And then there are other friends I'm like, I love you guys, but you guys are pieces of shit. I am not touching any of your mutual friends. Like, absolutely not. Yeah, not with a 10-foot pole.
Some guys are really into it because like dating a stripper. Strippers are like, where I'm from, they're like local celebrities.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because strip club is big in my culture, especially back at home, and it takes a certain type of guy that's secure enough to deal with that. But it also matters about the girl.
Yeah.
Because like you said, like all OnlyFans girls are not whores. All strippers are not whores. Some of them are hustlers.
Yeah.
And so you just gotta know what type of girl you're messing with. So you gotta take your time to get to know them. But I did date a stripper for like 4 years, and like I was honest with her, and we went through this. It was 4 years, so I was honest with her. I didn't like to lie to her, and she was a liar, and that's what ended our relationship.
Yeah,
she just put up a front. I thought she was different, right? And I found out all her lies. I'm like, what the fuck? And the only reason, like I expect for people to lie, but the only reason I got really mad at her because I was honest to her. If I was been lying to her, then I'm the type of guy, oh, fair game.
Yeah, then you both ain't shit.
Yeah.
But you were trying to put your best foot forward. Just like, hey, don't lie to me. Let's do this. Let's be honest. But she couldn't do it.
She couldn't do it. She wanted to make herself seem like a different person. And like me, I'm more in a public eye. Like if I go out with another girl or something like that, one of her friends is going to see me. I don't know all her friends. Yeah. And one of her friends is going to see me and tell her, send her pictures and stuff like that. And it's happened. And I learned from this. And so it's like, why lie? I'm going to go out with my homegirls or go on a date with another girl because remember, I'm not monogamous until I'm married. And she knew that. And so I go that don't mean I'm smashing all the girls. I go to the club, bar, drinking, whatever. And she'll know that. Yeah. She'll be working. And, I want to go do stuff.
Yeah.
I rather, I'm a fighter. I roll around with sweaty dudes all day. I don't want to do that shit. I want to hang out with a woman.
Yeah.
Even if I'm not doing shit. And she understood that, but she wanted to make me think that she was different than what she was. And that's what the whole problem was. So I guess if a guy get to know you and he's secure, he know what you do for a living, you're a hustler. You know what I'm saying? You like a little local celebrity. The guy got to be cool with that.
That's because most of the times when I'm dating a guy, they realize very quickly I'm a homebody and I don't really do anything besides binge watch TV. They're like, oh, you really are kind of boring. I'm like, yeah,
Damn,
I
you
did.
boring.
Yeah, most people who work in those industries, most women who work bottle service, strip clubs, OnlyFans that I know of personally, are such homebodies, and all they want to do after they are done doing their work is literally chill in sweatpants, look ugly, eat a bunch of food. Because all day you have to pretend like you're this like hot ethereal being, and you got to be super sexual. And then you get home, you're like, this is the last thing I want to do.
Oh,
I
damn.
know so many girls who do porn on OnlyFans who like don't have sex unless it's on camera because they have so much sex for work that afterwards they're like, I don't have it in me to have sex in my personal life, and so they don't date. They aren't having sex outside of the confines of making money.
Yeah, I remember years ago, this one porn star wanted to date me, and she kind of said some stuff like that. Because when I met her, I didn't know she did porn.
Mm-hmm.
I met her in Vegas, and we hung out again like months later because I was drunk when I met her. I forgot I had her number and stuff. And then one of my friends was with me, and he was like, I seen that girl somewhere before. And my friend that said that, he smashes a lot of girls. And I asked, I said, hey, you know my friend? And she was like, no, I don't know him. I said, he said he seen you somewhere. I said, are you a stripper or actor or something? And she laughed. She was like, oh, you don't know who I am?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, hell no. And
Yeah.
you know, she told me her name. I'm like, I don't know. Then she said, I'm a porn star. Like, oh my God. And this is the second time we hung out.
Yeah.
I was like, and this time was like a date. Like the first time I just met her at Dre's after I was in Vegas.
Dre's is always the place you meet them.
Well, I didn't know.
Yeah, no, just like in general, whenever I have a friend who ends up dating a bottle service girl or like a girl that they met at a club in Vegas, it's always Dre's.
Oh yeah. And so I asked her. I was like, she told me she was a porn, and I liked her up to this point. And I was like, so I would just ask a question. I was like, so what's the benefit of me dating you? Like, you like girls, right? She said, yeah. I said, oh, do I get some threesomes? She was like, no. By then I was like,
you're like, never mind, I'm good. Yeah.
Then, so I kept asking her. I'm like, what? I said, but you like girls like after work? She said, yeah. I said, well, you gonna be doing girls after work? She said, yeah, sometimes I want to. I said, but I can't join in. She was like, no. She was like, you can't do nothing with nobody else. I was like, what? I said, but she said, look, I only work like maybe 3 days a week. And she said, then like I get my period once a month. I don't work and stuff. I said, but what about us? What? She said, yeah, there's 4 other days in a week.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, nah.
Yeah.
I guess nah.
Yeah, they're not. People who work in those industries aren't as sexual outside of work as you would think.
Man.
Okay, so we're gonna hop into the Am I the Asshole for this week. This one is your story. Let's do Am I the Asshole for refusing to support my wife through her diagnosis after her infidelity? I see why you picked this one.
Yeah.
Yep. My wife and I had a pretty normal marriage. No kids, both employed, and really happy together. For 99% of our relationship, we didn't have any major problems. We made time for each other, so on and so forth. She recently went away with her friend for a girls' trip. The first 2 days after she came back, everything was fine. And on the third, we went to dinner with this friend and her boyfriend. Dinner went well, came home and went to bed. My wife woke me up in the middle of the night crying, saying that there was something she had to tell me. Long story short, she had cheated on me the entire trip, and her friend had cheated on her boyfriend as well. Apparently, the dinner together caused her to have an attack of conscience because she messaged my wife after I had fallen asleep telling her that she was going to come clean to her partner, and my wife had to tell me as well or else she would.
Wow.
We talked, yelled, cried. I spent most of the night sick. Told me it was just a horribly stupid decision and was perfectly happy with me, which honestly makes it worse. Why risk a happy marriage for an affair? It wasn't my fault, the usual. I've been staying at my sister's place while we were figuring out the divorce. Before this went down, she had been scheduled for tests and scans for what we thought were relatively non-serious health problems. Turns out we were wrong, as I was just contacted last week by her cousin telling me that her scan revealed she had cancer. I got in touch with my wife and we talked. She proved her diagnosis and filled me in on some details. She was understandably terrified and begged me to come back to talk to her, hug her, give her a chance to be there with her. I told her I wished her all the best. I'm very sorry for what she's going through and know that she's strong enough to make it through. But while I'd help financially from a distance, I wasn't physically going back. They, not her, so I'm guessing her family, have been harassing me, telling me to man up and go back to her. My own friends are split 50-50. I don't want to go back. Before anyone pulls the "this is probably why she cheated" card. No, we had a good marriage. We had a sit-down talk every month to discuss anything wrong. We were solid. She just chose to take a chance on a quick thrill despite knowing cheating is 100% a deal breaker for me. She never even planned to tell me until her friend forced her to. While I certainly don't think anyone deserves this, and I am sorry that it happened to her. In my opinion, her diagnosis wasn't gonna change our situation. I feel like it'll be harder on both of us with me being there, knowing that I won't forgive her when it's over. It feels like prolonging the inevitable, and I feel like my obligation to her ended when she chose to betray our marriage. She has family and friends, so she isn't alone. I care about the woman I thought I married, but I no longer love who she turned out to be. So I feel like it'd be unfair for the both of us, for me to be there. I'm not trying to punish her. My heart just isn't in it anymore. Am I the asshole?
I want to hear your opinion first.
He is absolutely not the asshole. What? Wow. She went and she cheated on him. Here's the thing about having hoe-ass friends is that I understand why some people don't want you going out with your hoe-ass friends, because shit like this sometimes happens where one person's a bad influence and they influence the other person. And granted, I think if you're going to cheat on someone, you're going to cheat on them regardless of like what anyone else has to say or input in the situation. But that's crazy for you guys to go on a girls trip and just cheat the entire time. And now you're begging for him back to be your emotional rock. No, fuck that. I'm so sorry you have cancer. I think he's being so gracious to her. He said he'd help out financially. He said he would like be there for her in other ways, but from a distance. Because at the end of the day, she ruined their marriage as well before she found out about the cancer. Like, fuck her for doing that. She's 100% the asshole.
Yeah, I agree. You actually surprised me because
why? Why would you think I would side with her?
I don't know. I guess I'm prejudging you because a lot of times when a woman cheat, she blames it on it's the man's fault, and a lot of women are kind of biased like that.
Yeah.
So I apologize for prejudging you on that. He is 100% not the asshole. He is a better man to me, even helping her financially because he don't got kids with her.
Yeah.
See, if I had
That's
kids,
the big thing.
That's the big thing.
You guys don't have kids. And I almost feel like he's doing it out of the respect and love that he had for her. And that's already so much more grace than I think she deserves.
Right. 100%. Yeah, he is not the asshole. And women think that men get insecure because we don't want you going on girls trip with your girls. Like, we know. We know what could happen.
Yeah.
You got to be a lot of trust for you to be cool with your girls going on a girls trip because that's what happens. Yeah, like because she could have brought him back a disease or anything.
Yeah, stuff like that is always so scary because it's just you never really know. Because what if she brought back something incurable? That's fucking scary.
Yeah,
and that's such a betrayal of trust where the thing that really pisses me off about people cheating, man or woman, is that you're putting another person's like health at risk.
Yeah.
That shit's so fucking scary.
Yeah.
When I find out that my friends were cheated on and then them having to go to a clinic, and this has happened to both men and women, they have to go to Planned Parenthood afterwards and make sure that they're clean and that their partner didn't bring anything back. Because I had this one guy I knew, and he was telling me the story about how he was dating this girl, and she came back and said, "Hey, I'm so sorry to be the one to tell you this, but I got chlamydia because I hooked up with this other person, and I didn't know it at the time. And after I had already contracted chlamydia, I had sex with you. And so you should probably go get tested. I'm so sorry if I passed it on to you." And luckily he didn't have it. But like that's so scary.
Yeah.
That's so scary.
I wonder how come people don't use protection when they cheat though. If you having sex with multiple people, be safe with it. You know what I'm saying? At the end, like, respect yourself and respect your partner so you don't have to have that tough conversation.
I have a younger friend. He's 21 because I'm 29. So he's quite a bit younger than me. And he told me that younger people aren't using condoms. That like this newer generation, it's almost lame to wear a condom. And I don't know how accurate this is because maybe he's just the irresponsible one. But he's telling me that people just go around and no one's using condoms anymore.
That's always been a thing since, the beginning of time.
Yeah,
that's always been a thing. But
if you're cheating, use a condom.
Yeah, use a condom. Have you heard about that guy? What's his name? Gucci Third Leg. You heard about him yet?
I've heard through the grapevine because it popped up on my TikTok algorithm where he's a sex worker and he had something and was spreading it around because he wasn't getting tested, or he knew and he was still doing porn with girls.
Yeah.
And so he's like passing something around.
So when I hear stories like that, shit like that scares me. I'm like a weird guy without it because I'm a germ freak. That guy, it scared me. But then I also read like years ago about dating apps. Like STDs went up like 35% since dating apps became the thing. And it's shit like that. It's always scared me. I'm like, oh shit. I'm always like, I'm good. I'm like, this shit is fucking scary. So my advice to people out there: if y'all gonna be cheating and juggling, use protection. This is the camera I look at.
Yep.
If you're gonna be cheating out there, y'all, use protection. Even though she didn't catch nothing, but
yeah.
But still,
well, to be fair, she caught cancer. She didn't catch cancer; she had cancer.
Well, she didn't catch it from having sex.
Yeah.
I wouldn't wish nothing bad. I wouldn't wish nothing bad on my ex. But what I do with these stories, I put myself in other people's shoes. Like in this one, I put myself in a man's shoes because I've been cheated on before.
Yeah.
So it hurts. Like for a guy, it's totally different. For a woman, because like I said, like a man can cheat on his wife and still love her. You know, we can cheat on our girlfriend and still love her.
Girl, if my man cheats on me, fuck you. You don't love me.
Yeah, he can still love you.
No, you can fucking suck my dick. Oh my God, you do not love me, huh? I told you it's 2024, maybe. No, I don't. But
he can still love you.
I think you can love me in the way that, because I think everyone loves differently, and some people can love at a capacity that is, let's say, 50%. Another person can love at a capacity that is 70%, and you can still love each other with everything you have, but it's still unequal. It still isn't equal. There's like a 20% gap in how much you can love each other.
Hear me out. What if love isn't a real thing? What if it's,
in what way?
What if it's something that's made up by someone? Because me, the only love that I really know is the love that I have for my kids. Because even though I was married, I never been in love. Like, I want to fall in love one day, but I never been in love.
That's so sad.
I know, it's sad because
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I know it's from my childhood.
Yeah.
I know it's from my childhood. I know it is. But I'm thinking, what if it's made up? Because I've cheated on girlfriends before where I still like them, I still wanted to be with them, but I just wanted something different. Like, say I love filet mignon, I can eat it every day. But if I go to a sports game, I'm going to want to eat a hot dog. No diddy. You know
no
what I'm
baby
saying?
oil. Yeah, no, I completely agree. But that's the reason why I don't think they actually love me. Because I'm not talking about it from a romantic aspect. It's more so I don't know how you could have me dedicate years of my life and your life together. And when I'm in a relationship with someone, that becomes my best friend. And I'm not looking at things purely from you're my boyfriend, and so there are these expectations set for you because you're my man. It's more so I love you and I'm gonna treat you the same, and I want the best for you the same way I would want the best for my sister, the same way I would want the best for my best friend. And so for you to go and cheat on me feels like such an inconsiderate thing of I know if my best friend fucked up and did something, let's say, I don't know, like she did something fucked up. I know that my best friend would tell me, like, hey, I fucked up and I did this thing, because out of love and respect for me, she doesn't want me to find out from someone else, or she doesn't want to do this like thing to hurt me, and she just wants me to understand the situation and she wants to protect me. If you're a man and you're with me for years, I consider you now not just my boyfriend, but you're my best friend. I would hope that you have the same level of love and respect for me to be honest with me. I don't expect my man to never look at another woman. I don't think that's realistic. I don't expect him to never have like flirtatious random encounters. Like some people are just naturally flirty. I'm not going to fault you for that. We're both grown adults. But what I will fault you on is cheating on me and not having a conversation that, granted, like sometimes shit happens. I'm not going to fault you on it, but be honest with me and don't lie about it. And also just like, if you wanted to go and explore outside of our relationship, like, you just know you love filet mignon, you love me, but sometimes you want a hot dog. No diddy. You want a hot dog. If you already know that, tell me, because we can figure something out. Like, we're grown. I'm not here and I'm not going to expect you to like do something. I'm not going to force you into a relationship in the way that you don't want to be in. I still love you and I want you to be happy. So like, if I can't fulfill something, maybe we could talk about it. If you want to open it up, I've been open to doing that. But if you don't give me the option to work with you on that, like, I can't do anything for you because now I don't trust you.
I agree with you. I agree with you on that. And this is why this show is called Mixed Company. Now I got to say something. I don't know if y'all got to bleep it out or anything like that, but I'm finna keep it 100 real. This is why the show is called Mixed Company. Men cheat for a lot of different reasons, but sometimes men cheat, especially married men. I feel like they cheat because their wife is their wife. That's their princess. That's their queen, right? Say they want to do backdoor sex, and then
where did that accent come from?
That's an inside joke between me and Mayhem Miller.
Okay.
I'm silly like that. If Mayhem see this, he'll fall out laughing. Yeah. He's the only person on the planet that would laugh, or that woman that said it to us in Big Bear Mountain 20 years ago. And maybe, the guy want to do that, and then like finish on her face. I'm trying to say everything nice. Finish on her face, and do crazy stuff like that and everything. But he don't want to do that to his wife, his girl, his woman. But he wants to do stuff like that. That's one of the reasons why.
Why couldn't he just tell his wife that he has those?
Yeah. Hear me out. Okay. Sometimes we do, and the wife is not with that. The girlfriend's not with that stuff. Okay. So that's another reason. That's one reason why we cheat. Like, we cheat for many different reasons, but a lot of times we don't cheat because we're sick of that woman or we don't want her no more. Hear me out. That's why the show's called Mixed Company.
I'm listening. Yeah.
Okay. So that's one reason why we cheat. Another reason why a lot of men cheat is the same reason why strip clubs are so popular and OnlyFans are so popular, because men, we like the same attention like women, but we just don't get it. We have to pay for it. And like a lot of times men go to strip clubs just to get hit on, but we know we got to pay for it. All right. So say you're a good looking man and you get hit on more than like the average guy, but then still it's not a lot, right? And say you out with your boys or whatever, and you get hit on by this girl, and one thing just leads to another, and then you end up going with it. We call it like your nose get open. You know what I'm saying? You like an attention, and you get hit on by this girl. You get the phone number and stuff like that. You see where it goes. Next thing you know, you end up smashing. That's happened sometimes. Like it happens.
I know
when I go back home to my hometown, and Memphis, I get hit on. Out here, I never get hit on.
You never get hit on out
here?
Very
rare. Orange County, very rare. Very rare.
We're in Orange County.
Yeah. But when I travel, go different places, and then, I'm like, oh, I like this attention. And if she's attractive at all, I'm going to, my nose is going to get open. I'm going to hear her out and text with her and talk to her and stuff like that. And then you're not going, as a man, you're not going to turn down, because we have guys in our ear, our guy friends in our ear.
Harass friends.
Yeah, they be like, man, you don't smash that, you gay. That's like one of the worst things you can say to a straight guy, especially in this day and age, right? So, guys do that. Like, say when you get engaged and you go and tell all your girlfriends, they scream and they so excited and stuff for you. If I get engaged and I tell my friends, nobody's going to be excited for me. None of my guy friends are going to be excited. They're like, oh, your life is over, blah, blah. So women look at it from two different two different ways. Y'all look at it as a totally different way than us. If you get in a steady relationship and you got a guy, he's your guy, and he ticks a lot of the boxes that you'd like to get ticked, and he's good to your box, and he's doing a good job, and he's a good guy, and you can see a future with this man. And if he slips up and cheat on you, this will be my advice: do not end the relationship with him. Hear me out before you, because I can see based off how you already said. Do not end the relationship with that man if he's a good man. He's taking care of all that other stuff. Because hear me out, because you're gonna break up with him. Go back. You're gonna feel all bad. Go back out there in the dating pool and stuff like that. You got to start all the way back over. And maybe with this guy, you was close to maybe getting married, having kids, and having a life. You got to start all the way back over. Find that special guy that ticks all the boxes and stuff again, and doing that, you add another number, you add another body. When this man, so what? He messed up. He came home to you. He still loved you. You just found out, and you would be happier. It sucks to get cheated on, but he didn't cheat on a girl because she's hotter than you. He didn't cheat on a girl because she's better in bed and stuff than you. A lot of times that's not the case. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we just like things different. I know a lot of women not going to agree with me when I say this, but this is the advice that I even told my daughter, and I tell all my female friends. If a man, if he's doing good, if he ticks a lot of your boxes, because nobody's perfect. A lot of women looking for Mr. Perfect. He's not out there. But don't, hear him out. Don't just break up with him right away. But I can teach you something to tell your man that will make it harder for him to cheat on you. I can teach you that. Oh my God.
Okay, this is what, yeah, I'm listening. Yeah.
Okay. So this is what will work on me. If I really like a girl and she sits me down like into the relationship, and she sits me down and she's like, look, I'm not going to be looking all over your shoulder. I'm not going to be like hounding you and doing the private eye shit. But if I catch you cheating on me, I suspect you cheating on me and shit, I'm not going to say anything. But don't get mad when I do it, because if
that is so real.
Yeah,
fair. Yeah.
Because if you do it, then I'm going to do it. And for a man, for when a woman cheat on us, it's totally different. It's totally different. Like a lot of times when women they'll take the man back, but men take the women back sometimes too, but it's more rare. Like me, if a woman cheat on me, I can't look at her the same. It's like it's rare that I smash again, but I will smash again if it's really good. No. If her sex is really good, but I never have, like, she can never be my girl no more. But time go by, but it's rare that I do smash. She has to be really good. Yeah.
At that point, I just rather be alone.
No, you don't want. You say that right now.
I'd rather be alone. We were talking about this at another point where I really appreciate when I'm dating and I ask a guy, like, hey, do you have a girlfriend? Before this gets any further. Like, I don't want to fuck around with a guy who has a girlfriend. I don't want a hey girly text. And I think it's so attractive when a man is like, yeah, I'm dating other people. I don't have a girlfriend, but I'm dating multiple people. I think that's so attractive when a man is honest with me about that rather than lying. Because I just think if you're lying, I feel like you're less of a man in my eyes, because you can't own up to your own shit. Because at this point, you're lying to me when you don't have to lie. We're only dating. And like at the very beginning stages, you don't have to lie to me about shit. It just makes me feel like that's such a, not a feminine thing, but that's not a masculine thing to do, to not like own up to your shit.
Right.
But with cheating, I just feel like I have a very little tolerance for that. And I understand at certain points, you gotta kind of like pick and choose your battles and pick and choose what you are and aren't okay with. But at this point in my life, I just don't want to deal with it. I would rather be single for right now. And I'm sure at some point I'll be like, you know what? I really want kids. I really want a family. Maybe I'll just pick like the best option. And that happens to a lot of people in life, whether it's like a man or a woman. Sometimes you just want stability. And so you pick what you can.
It's a natural order thing. But do you, I don't know if you know this, do you know that most women do not want a man that other women don't want? Do you know that?
Yeah, I think it's something to do. this is another really interesting point because you're so right. You're so right on that. And what's really interesting is when you're an attractive woman and you date a guy who usually doesn't have a lot of like great options when it comes to dating. Maybe he's not the hottest guy or the richest guy, but like he's a normal dude. He's a good guy, but he's not anything special in the dating pool where he's at. And he gets this beautiful woman. Girls look over and they're like, wait, he has something special because how did he get this beautiful woman? And he's just an average guy. Like they reevaluate
We
him.
think rich.
And now
right
now your stock has gone up in some capacity. And now all these other women want you. Yeah. And oftentimes, from a woman's perspective, when that happens, oftentimes it's not always necessarily that they want the man, is that they want to be able to take what that woman has.
Right.
And so I always feel like when a guy plays into that, I understand it's for his own benefit. He got laid, whatever. Yeah. But I just look at it like, you're so fucking stupid because you're not. Because when you try to go back to your girlfriend, she's like, oh, I don't want to deal with this. Your girlfriend was always hotter than you. She always had so many more options. But she chose you. And you don't realize that it's because she was hot, not because you had like this thing. Like the ego boost isn't real.
Exactly. That's what it boils down to. The ego, especially when girls get cheated on, it's an insecurity level and stuff like that. I would like for most women to understand that. Yeah, people cheat. Guys and girls cheat. People cheat. But because a woman think that a man is cheating for the same reason that she's cheating. That's like the big disconnect. Ego come into it. Like for me, when I was younger and I got cheated on, I'm like, whoa, was he better than me? Was it bigger than mine? Mm-hmm. Like now I'm older. I'm like I don't care. You're dead to me. But that's the thing. But here's something that you might not agree with as well. But I feel like it's true. There are more women than men in a lot of different cultures, a lot of different countries and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. There's more women than men. So if every man was faithful, maybe less women out there getting shit.
You're right.
Less kids in the world. That's
what it's like in San Francisco. There's a lot of there's a lot more women than there are men, and so men get away with a lot more out there.
You know why, right? Because a lot of men out there, they don't like women. So women different. Yeah. I learned that when I did a movie in Vancouver.
I never even thought of that. I always thought it was like a numbers thing where maybe it's just more highly populated by women than men. But you're right. It's because there's a lot of gay men.
Yeah. Yeah. And so straight men.
You learn something new every day.
Yeah. Straight men go there and clean up. I learned that by doing a movie in Vancouver. Mm-hmm. Vancouver is like a San Francisco.
But of Canada.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of men don't like women out there. So I was there and I was getting hit on by beautiful women. I'm talking about 8, 9s, and 10s.
Yeah, it's like survival of the fittest at that point with dating in those cities. Yeah.
So women do come and hit on you in certain like situations where they're not getting attention and stuff. They're like, hey, I gotta I gotta put my best foot forward. That's what overweight women do. They don't get hit on that much. An overweight woman has the most confidence. She'll go straight up and hit on a dude. Did you ever notice that?
They always do have the best game. Now that I'm really thinking about it, right?
Yeah. So pretty women in certain places, they're spoiled. They get hit on all the time. Now social media is a thing. You can get hit on just by posting a fire selfie. So it's different. But if every man was faithful, it'd be less women out here in relationships or getting sex or having babies.
Yeah. You know what? I feel like we need to rebrand. This almost as like a love show as well, like a relationship. You give a lot of advice for dating that I think is pretty valid.
I don't
begrudgingly.
Well, I don't claim to know a whole lot of stuff, but I
think you lived a lot of life. Yeah, and you see things for what they are.
I just feel comfortable talking to you and telling you that, and like I look at you like you're a good person. And some women I won't tell this. It so happened that I think mostly men gonna watch this shit, so they understand. But I'm gonna be honest. I love women. I love all women, but it's a reason why I never been in love. So I don't trust women. And when I meet a good woman, a woman that I think has a good heart and stuff like that, I don't mind like teaching her stuff that I think will help her or giving her some type of advice. But honestly, other women and stuff like that, I see them. I don't say nothing. Like I know like women that be cheating on their husband and stuff like that. Like I said, I don't judge people, but then it's like I'm not gonna.
You're not gonna help that girl.
No.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this was a great episode. yeah, that's all for Mixed Company this week. We will see you next week.
Yeah,
Bye.
make sure y'all tune in and
wrap it
subscribe.
up.
Yeah.
Tell them to wrap it up.
Yeah, for sure. Sure, wrap it up because like I'm out there in these streets too. I don't want to be, you know what I'm saying, going behind.
If one of you pass something to Rampage,
man, I'm gonna hunt you down. Y'all wrap that shit up. But look, I can teach them this too. Mm-hmm. I learned this is something called the hard piss. Y'all gotta learn this. If you have unprotected sex to come to break, you got 20 minutes to go to the restroom and push it out really hard and clean your pole with like good soap. And it's a good chance you won't catch them because you clean out your Aretha Franklin. You clean out that Aretha Franklin, you push it out. I didn't believe it when I first learned that, but I learned it in the UK. And every time I fight, I got to do like tests. And I asked the lady when I was doing my test for my fight, the nurse, whatever, because my manager at the time told me because he read it in like an old war book, because the soldiers was having unprotected sex overseas and they was catching stuff, and the colonel or whatever the head up told the guys to do that. And so I asked the lady, I said, "Is this true?" She said, "Yeah, where you learn that?" And I told her, and it's been vetted. It's true. So if you guys do, you know, I would say use the protection first because that ain't stopping like some of the shit that's out there. You get on your skin, like the bumps and stuff like that. But women, y'all can't do that. Y'all catch stuff easier than us. So sorry.
So sorry. Okay, bye.